You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming, and Sunny on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you on a Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Oscar's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. We had been sucked back in. We're back. Let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alright. Not wanting to investigate the room, I ran into the hallway only to nearly slip, but I'm able to steady myself on the doorframe. For a second, I thought I hadn't dried myself well enough then, but then I notice it. The entire floor is drenched in water. Water seems to be dripping down from the walls and ceiling, reminding me of when Oscar and I explored the hospital together. That both fills me with dread as well as hope. There might be a chance that Oscar's in here with me. It's a slim chance, but something tells me that it's true. He promised me, after all. If I was in danger, even if I was in a dream, he'd come save me. I know he'll keep his word. Well, there's still that distinct familiarity to this place. It feels different than my vague memories can recall. If this is a dream, it's almost like it's accelerating. The floor only looks to be soaked, and there doesn't seem to be any signs of flooding just yet, but something whispering in the back of my head tells me that won't be long. I'm about to move forward when I hear a distant thudding and an unfamiliar fear shoots through me. If there's one thing I remember from my dreams, I'd always been alone. But as soon as I see it round the corner, I feel an overwhelming relief that nearly makes my legs collapse under me. The exhaustion I've been feeling before all this suddenly returns, and I feel darkness start to take me, but I don't feel an impact or cool water against my skin. All I can feel is a cocoon of warmth. Consciousness starts to return to me as I feel myself rocking back and forth. For a moment, I thought it was caused by whoever was holding me, but I quickly noticed the water below us squishing us as well. The gravity is shifting ever so slightly. Hey, you awake? Yeah, just put me back down. I'm starting to feel nauseous. Alright, careful. This place is a little unstable. As I put my foot down, I thought he was just meaning the gravity, but I feel the ground beneath me shift with my weight. It's barely noticeable, but it's enough to bring my awareness back to full. You're here. How are you here? Isn't this my dream? I told you, didn't I? I'd come to save you. A part of me was happy that my faith had been rewarded, but that's almost overwhelmed by exasperation. This isn't the time to be joking about that. Where are we? Cruise ship, probably. A cruise? Whoa, calm down. You're gonna faint again if you keep doing that. You need to stay calm. Oscar, are you kidding me? This isn't the time to stay calm. We're... Yeah? We're in my nightmare. This is what I've been seeing. This has been what you're seeing every night? This place? There's a sadness to his voice that I hadn't been expecting to hear. I can't tell what it means, but we really don't have time to discuss things right now. We need to find a way out of here to wake her up or something. Well, do you have any ideas? You're the Dream Master here. The what? It's your dream, right? Shouldn't you be in control of it? Maybe you can, teleport us back to safety or whatever. This is my dream? That makes sense, but that doesn't really feel quite right. I don't think I've ever been in control of this place. Not once. But I have to try something. Focusing on the thought of us being somewhere safe or turning this dream into something positive, like that intimate moment we just shared. But nothing works, and all I do is start to make my head hurt. Real pain that throbs like a heavy reminder that this is real. I don't think that's gonna work. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Well, how'd we get out of here last time? We found a door, right? Yeah, Lily found a door that looked different than the others. Maybe we need to find one of those as well. Or maybe just an exit to the ship. Leave the ship, leave the dream. Sounds like a good idea, right? It couldn't hurt to try. But where'd we go? How long was I out for? Not too long, just a couple minutes. I've been walking the opposite way I came from. Looked like there was anything there. There wasn't? Just a few rooms and not much else. I started to come this way and I ran into you. Totally intentionally. It's a small joke, and while I wanted to chastise him some more, I cannot deny that any sense of levity is welcome right now. There doesn't seem to be any impending danger, but this water keeps coming, and there's only so much room inside the ship for it to go. I don't want to wait to see what happens if it adds too much. Oscar doesn't argue, and we start to explore the ship together, walking down what feels like an endlessly long hallway. I can't tell if this is just a really fancy cruise ship with a massive selection of rooms, or if there's something else going on here. There's not much time to ponder that when we reach an intersection with 3 different ways. One of them only seems to continue this hallway with no end in sight. We quickly disregard that one. The other 2 look to lead to different areas of the ship, but I can't find any signs indicating where anything is. There's usually a map or something to help find your way, right? Oscar had been uncomfortably quiet. Whenever I looked at him, he seemed to be doing fine, but he didn't make any effort to fill the silence. Not like how he did in the hospital. Should we just pick a way to go? Maybe we should go to the left. I remember seeing somewhere you should always stick to the left when you're lost. I don't think we should go that way. I don't think it'll lead anywhere we want to go. You think? Just a hunch I have. I expected him to go on or elaborate with a joke, or even a smile, but he just looks distracted by where we are. It's not like I can blame him. This is a lot even for me, and I've been dreaming about this place for days. This is the first time he's here. Something in my gut is screaming at me like I'm missing some puzzle piece. I'm about to resign and follow Oscar's instructions when I noticed something down the path Oscar said to avoid. There was something floating just above the carpet. The floors look to be sunken lower than the rest, and there's even little puddles forming, but I have a feeling I know exactly what that is. Moving around Oscar, I start to head towards that white piece of parchment. That seems to wake him up because he seems shocked that I'm ignoring what he told me, but he quickly sees why. Is that? But I ignore him as I bend over to pick up the drenched piece of paper, shivering as both of my feet are submerged in ice-cold water. I can feel Oscar start to move towards me, but before something makes him stop, I try to ignore what is happening around me as I focus on the paper. It's like, water time. Guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back in, shall we? I can feel Oscar start to move towards me before something makes him stop, but I try to ignore whatever's happening around me as I focus on the paper. The ink is starting to run and the words are beginning to lose their legibility, but it's still readable right now, and that handwriting I wouldn't mistake no matter what. It's Helena, and it looks to be about Conrad. If the frantic writing is anything to go by, this might be why she was... Wallace! I hear the sound of water splashing as Oscar rushes towards me, but that's the last thing I can perceive before I feel it. The ground beneath me groans and breaks away, plunging me into the water below. There had been no way to know that the previous floor had been entirely submerged already, but I can feel myself swept away by the current. Wait, why is there a current in here? I thought the water would be mostly still, right? As I feel myself being dragged to an entirely different area of the ship, I have no idea how far it takes me before I can get myself back under control. I struggle to fight against the current as it continues to pull me, as if the water itself refuses to let me go, and it isn't until I feel something grip my hand. Holding on with dear life, I can feel whoever is on the other side start to pull me to what I can only assume is the surface. It's a battle against the unending ferocity of nature. With enough strength, my hand emerges and I'm pulled along shortly after. I crawled onto my knees and coughed up all the water that had forced its way into my orifices. My entire face feels like it's burning and my ears are beyond clogged. By the time I feel like I've gotten all the water out, the puddle below me is discolored with mucus, and what I can only pray is discolored phlegm. Not wanting to focus on that disgustingness in front of me any further, I get back to my feet, dizzy but alive. I'd lost my towel, but that was hardly a worry by this point. Thanks, Oscar. I thought I was going to drown. Do you know where... My mouth dries as I see who had already pulled me out of the water, and it wasn't Oscar. I take a cautious step back, my foot plunging into that sick-filled puddle as I fail to comprehend what I'm seeing. Ooh. Oh, that's creepy as shit. Floating in front of me is a blue figure with a subtle glow coming from it. There's little to no distinguishable features, just an amorphous mass that looks to have taken a bipedal form. There's nothing natural about it, and I can feel my urge to escape growing stronger, but something about it makes me want to stay. I can't tell if it's morbid curiosity or because it saved me, but I can't bring myself to run away. What are you? But it doesn't reply or make any effort to communicate back. It just floats there, observing me. I take a closer look at it and start to feel something nagging at me in the back of my head. This looks familiar, and I can't quite figure out why. For a second, I thought maybe it's because this resembles an otter that it might be reminding me of Oscar, but they still look nothing alike. Where had I seen this before? God, that's creepy. I can place my finger on it. I can't place my finger on it no matter how much I stare at it. The familiarity doesn't disappear, but one thing's for certain. It isn't hostile. The creature only stares before turning and floating away. I thought I might be leaving me alone, but after a few moments it turns and motions for me to follow. Everything about the situation says I shouldn't trust the ghost jellyfish-looking thing, but it did save me, and from the looks of it, it seems to know something I don't. There's no words spoken between us as we walk. I have no idea what I could possibly say. I'm not even sure that it's even capable of speech. I can't see a mouth anywhere on it. These hallways, they look similar to the ones Oscar and I were in before. in before, but even more waterlogged than before. All furniture has been broken or swept away, and I can't even tell if this is the same floor or not. The hole the creature pulled me out of doesn't look to be the only one, as I can see plenty of them bursting out of the floor, even some coming through the walls. Whatever this place is, it looks to be falling apart rapidly, something I'm certain wasn't happening in my dreams. I checked the pages once again, once I resurfaced, but most of it had been destroyed and ripped to shreds. The little that remained was completely unreadable. I completely disregarded all caution when I rushed over to pick it up, and now I don't have anything to show for it other than a bruised ego. The creature stops to stare at me, almost like it could tell what I was feeling, but it made no motion to comfort or console me. "Thank you for saving me. I don't know what would have happened if you didn't." No answer. Not that I had been expecting one. Except that it does move towards me until it's right in front of me. I expected to feel some kind of warmth coming off of it, but there's only that same cold chill the rest of this nightmare holds. It tilts its head before circling around me, almost like an excited child, but what really catches my eye is the way it moves. It almost swims through the air. I'm about to ask what it's doing when something catches my attention. The head suddenly darts to one side, and all its fluid motion freezes in place. "What's wrong?" The reply it gives doesn't fill me with confidence. It lifts one of its limbs, pointing towards whatever it had been staring at. It wants me to go towards it. Before I can protest or question why, it slides down to one of the gaps on the floor, sinking deep into the rushing water beneath us. I lower myself down, trying to see inside, to see if it's okay, but there's no sign of it anywhere. I can't tell if it was swept away, or even if I never was there to begin with. It's gone, and all I can do is follow its instructions. It saved me, right? There's no way it would be endangering me now. But what was it? And why was it helping me? All I can do is trust it. The walk was barely a minute before I hit a corner, and rounding it, I have to hold back tears of relief as I can see Oscar again, trudging his way as fast as he can through the water. He catches sight of me right away and waves me down, a mixture of relief and pride covering his face. He was completely drenched from head to toe and looked exhausted. "Look at you! Maybe you're the real competitive swimmer. That was a pretty nasty rapid." "I tried jumping in after you, but I couldn't catch up to you. Must have gone the wrong way or gotten turned around. I'm sorry I couldn't save you." "No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been so reckless. The floor was clearly suspect, but I got so excited seeing that page and I..." Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon. Our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!